What happens after we die? It is one of the oldest and most profound questions humans have ever asked. Across cultures, religions, and centuries, people have searched for answers through science, philosophy, faith, and personal experience. Today, we are going to explore this question from multiple perspectives, including one of the most controversial topics of all: ghost sightings. This video is not about proving or disproving belief. It is about understanding what we know, what we believe, and why this question still matters. From a scientific point of view, consciousness appears to be closely tied to the brain. Every thought, memory, emotion, and sense of identity we can measure depends on electrical and chemical activity within the brain. When the brain permanently stops functioning, science currently finds no verified evidence that consciousness continues. Near-death experiences are often cited as possible evidence of life after death. These include sensations like floating outside the body, moving through a tunnel, or encountering a bright light. Scientists study these experiences seriously, but most explanations involve known processes, such as oxygen deprivation, brain chemistry changes, or the brain's response to extreme stress. Importantly, science does not claim that life after death is impossible. It simply says that so far, there is no reproducible or measurable evidence that consciousness survives physical death. While science focuses on measurement and testing, religion and spirituality focus on meaning. Many belief systems describe life continuing beyond death, but in very different ways. Christianity and Islam commonly describe an afterlife involving judgment, heaven, and hell. Hinduism and Buddhism teach reincarnation, where consciousness is reborn in another form. Other spiritual traditions speak of a soul moving into a non-physical realm or merging with a greater whole. These views are based on faith, sacred writings, and tradition rather than experimental evidence. For billions of people, these beliefs offer comfort, moral structure, and a sense that life has enduring purpose beyond physical existence. Philosophy sits between science and religion, asking questions without assuming faith or laboratory proof. Some philosophers, known as dualists, argue that the mind or soul is separate from the body and may survive death. Others, known as materialists, argue that consciousness is entirely physical and ends when the brain ceases to function. Many philosophers remain agnostic, suggesting that the question of what happens after death may be beyond human knowledge altogether. In this view, the mystery itself forces us to think carefully about how we live, what we value, and what meaning we create now. Beyond theory and belief, many people report deeply personal experiences they interpret as evidence of an afterlife. These include near-death experiences, encounters with deceased loved ones, or moments that feel profoundly transcendent. These experiences are emotionally real and often life-changing for those who have them. However, because they cannot be independently verified, they cannot function as scientific proof. Still, they play a powerful role in shaping personal belief and why the question of life after death refuses to fade away. So, is there life after death? There is no conclusive proof that an afterlife exists. There is also no conclusive proof that it does not. Scientific evidence, religious belief, philosophical reasoning, and personal experience all offer different answers and often speak past one another. Ghost sightings, like near-death experiences, tell us more about human perception and meaning-making than they do about the universe itself. For some, belief in an afterlife brings comfort and hope. For others, the uncertainty makes this life more precious and urgent. Perhaps the most important question is not what happens after death, but how we choose to live before it. If you found this exploration useful, consider liking the video or sharing your thoughts in the comments. Do you think consciousness survives death, or do you believe the mystery ends with life itself? Thank you for watching.